Welcome to HortTube. My name is Jim Putnam. I'm excited for this video. I'm joined by McConnell from the Southern Living Plant Collection and Encore Azaleas. And we've pulled together some of the pieces from the collection and just want to show you how they're interchangeable. So we're going to do groups of threes and just move pieces in and out.
Yeah, I mean, we get a lot of people asking us about, they get confused when they're trying to put things together and matching plants up with colors and textures and sizes and exposures. So we're just going to give a few ideas, and really there's just multiple different combinations. We're going to show you a few here today and kind of give you some ideas for the future.
Right, and you guys know if you watch my channel how much I love chartreuse things, and so we're going to have three things that will introduce that color, and then we're going to have three dark foliage things, and we're going to have three green foliage things, and we're just going to bring them, rearrange them in the middle. So what's our first combo here?
So the first combo, really nice looking. So this is Distilleum Jewel Box. So you can see that nice fine texture, different color in that green. Then we have Nandina Obsession, and then of course Sunshine Ligustrum. So you can see how we have a thriller. The Sunshine's going to be taller, really the thriller of the pot. Then you have this nice green thing to settle down over here, and then the smaller red Nandina over here. So all that color combination there works really well.
It does, yeah, and we got good height differentiation. We could let this Sunshine Ligustrum get head high, and the Nandina will reach about waist high. Distilleum will stay a little bit smaller than that. It's kind of the perfect, so you're using this as a foundation planting, or, along a border planting where you use the Sunshine in the back.
Sure, yeah.
And the other pieces, the front, for the front. If you have high windows, this combo would work as well, and some depth to it where you can use the lower pieces in the front.
Exactly, but they each set each other off, so it works really well.
So let's take out the Obsession Nandina.
Okay.
And plug in the Barberry.
So there we have Orange Rocket Barberry. So you can see that really brilliant orange-red color there really stands out against this chartreuse. So again, a nice combination. In a landscape, you have that, in front of your house, people are going to go, wow.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so we got one more purple or dark foliage item.
If you need something really low growing, you want to keep it down low. You don't want it to get high. You want to keep this Sunshine low too. So again, you get that contrast, but it's going to be a lower spreading plant, but you still have that really great look with the different colors.
Yeah, that's purple Pixie, Loropetalum.
Yes.
And then there's
Purple Daydream is another good option. A little bit bigger than Pixie, but still small. Still only going to be about 2.5, 3 feet.
Right, and I have both of these in my landscape, so they can go back and watch my tour videos if you want to see these plants slightly more mature. So what happens if we need to bring the height down all together? We could take out this Sunshine.
Yeah, we could pull this to the back, and we could come back in here with another yellow option, which is Touch of Gold Holly.
Yeah.
So there you have similar color combination, but different size, different height, different look.
Right.
But, I think that looks really nice. That would really stand out in the landscape.
It does, and the tallest thing here is going to get 3 to 4 feet.
Correct.
Stepping down to only 18 inches with the purple Pixie, something like that. And we got one more gold option.
Yep, and then we can come in here with a little bit softer version of that with the Nandina Lemon Lime. And as it flushes again, it'll actually be brighter. This one's just now beginning to flush, but it's still going to give you that chartreuse color. So again, you got the color combination, but it looks really good.
And one thing I'll say on these Lemon Lime Nandinas is they get better in time. I've noticed these. I had a tour video in my neighborhood recently. If you guys watched that tour video, where there were some that were maybe 3 or 4 years in the landscape, and they are just gold. Yeah. They look really, really fantastic.
And that doesn't always happen with Nandinas in particular, but a lot of plants. So it's nice to have one as it matures, it gets even better.
Okay, so let's change out the green.
All right. So here again, one of my favorite new plants. So this is Gardenia Diamond Spire. So believe it or not, this is a gardenia. It may not look like it. It's not in bloom right now, but it will be. It's actually have buds coming already because it continues to rebloom through the season. Right. But look, you can get it as a nice pyramid shape if you want. Dark green coloration, so it adds a little bit of height, but a really unique looking plant.
Yeah, and sometimes I like to have the green thing as the back thing because it makes the purple foliage plants and the gold, the chartreuse colored things pop off of that.
I agree.
Off of that dark green. Sometimes Loropetalum doesn't look that great if it's right up against a brick foundation. And so having this, something like this is the back row.
This green canvas, so to speak,
yeah, right.
gives you that backdrop for everything to pop off of. And so it really works well.
Exactly. We got one more green item to
so if you've noticed, we haven't had a lot of blooming plants. That gardenia does bloom, but it wasn't in bloom right now because we like to use foliage because it lasts longer. But white wedding hydrangea, one of my favorite, paniculata type hydrangeas, the bloom is just amazing on it. And it'll rebloom for you, again, twice for the season. But again, going to give you a little bit more height, but not huge. This one only is going to be about, I think 4 feet. So it's not a huge hydrangea, but it'll give you a little bit of height. But again, the green color for the Loropetalum and the chartreuse plants really pop off of.
Right. And we could go back and rearrange these again and put the gold,
all of these plants will work together.
Right.
They all do well. They all love full sun. They're going to do well in the same situations. Right. You just need to fix the heights how you like them, and you'll have a great looking landscape. Yeah, one last piece on this white wedding hydrangea is it was picked because it has very sturdy stems. And so, when we have it's not going to flop over and be on top of your other plants. It's going to stand up nice and straight. Yeah. And not all, hydrangea paniculatas do that.
Exactly. Okay, so we're going to do some shade combos. So we covered some sun groupings. Now we're going to do a few shade groupings. We don't have access to all of the shade plants in the collection this morning, but we do have some good ones. So we're going to start with these base 2 plants, which I have side by side in my garden.
Yeah, and really, really great plants, easy to grow. A lot of situations, they just do so well in the shade. So we have soft Carex Mahonia. Still one of our favorites. So this plant's going to get, 3.5 feet tall by about 3 foot wide. But real feathery, real fine textured, really nice. Then you have Mojo Pittosporum. So Mojo stays low, going to get 1.5, maybe 2 feet tall by about 3 to 4 foot wide eventually. But again, it has that variegation that adds some color to a shady landscape. So it brightens it up a little bit. Right. And then what we want to do with these plants is we want to add some things in, again, that can add more color and texture and give a little more interest. So the first thing we'll pull in is one of our Carex. So this is Carex Everest. So it has that really nice creamy white variegation, so you can see how it pops against the green of the Mahonia and works well with the Mojo Pittosporum as well. So again, nice little different textures, colors, works really well in the shade.
Yeah, it does. I'm going to do an upcoming video on 4 of the Carex from the collection so you guys can see them next to one another because they're slightly different, but I mean, they can make a big difference between, what we're about to see with the Everillo and Everest.
And tough plants. I mean, shade, part sun, evergreen. I mean, they're great plants.
Yeah. A couple other additional notes. The Pittosporum, the variegated Pittosporums like Mojo, it can take 2 or 3 seasons for them to bloom, but eventually it'll have some fragrant flowers down in the interior of the plant. They're fantastic, kind of orange scented flowers, and the Mahonia gets the yellow flowers in the wintertime. So interest outside of what we're just talking about.
Yeah, not just foliage interest, but it has a little bloom as well, seasonal color to it.
Okay, so let's bring in something just a little different here.
All right, so Heucherella, which is a type of heuchera, but more for the south, takes the heat and humidity a little better. That one's called buttered rum, but you can see how adding that dark component in there against the brightness of the Mojo and the green of the Mahonia really works well together. So, and we have several Heucherellas in the collection that have different colors too that would work well in this situation.
Right. One tip on Heucherellas or Heucheras or any of them you're trying to grow in the south is mound them up just a bit so they don't stay wet in between waterings. Anytime I do that, I have great success with them.
Yep.
Okay. The last one here.
This is one of my favorites as far as the Carex. This is Carex Everillo.
Right.
So again, Jim's chartreuse coloration added to it, but I mean, it pops. It's a great plant, easy to take care of, and it really brings this together.
It does. And if you have sometimes you'll have a house where you got shade on one side and sun on the other, you can use this Everillo Carex to kind of outline the side with the shady border running around. I saw somebody had done that, and it was just like,
that's cool. Yeah.
Just like the shade, it was a dark side of their house, and that gold just, brought it to life.
So one more thing we wanted to talk about too is if you need a little bit more height with your green backdrop or canvas, We have some great camellias.
Yeah.
This is one here, but you can see it even works well with the mahogany in front of it, and then the other plants as well. And we have all different sizes, anywhere from 3 to 4 feet, know, to 8 to 10 feet. So you can get that bigger green backdrop, and plus you get the seasonal color. That fall bloom is going to just be wow in here. But then it's evergreen the rest of the season.
Right. And I'm going to say my 2 favorites in the October Magic series are October Magic Orchid, October Magic Ruby.
Yeah.
Those two just really stand out.
Pink and a red, or dark pinkish red. So they're, again, they bloom. It's amazing to bloom.
Yeah. Okay. So thanks, Kip. I know this is a struggle a lot of people have when they're standing in front of lots of choices, as to how to match things up. And
a lot of people need to know these things when they're going. They see that blank canvas in front of their house and they go, "Oh gosh, how am I going to start?" Well, these will give you some ideas of some plant combinations to use for your home landscape.
Right. And then I always encourage people to leave a little bit of space for some annuals, or to flip something out year to year. There's some great lantana in the collection, and leave something slightly changeable so it doesn't. It's not
seasonal color always adds a pop, and we all like to see a little bit of those flowers. So give you a spot to use that.
Exactly. So thanks, Kip. I appreciate it, and thanks guys for watching.